That part always cracks me up. Anyway, what's happening, people? Yeah, I'm here to do this thing. Let me get a tea slap. Okay, so what we talking about today? I'm not sure if YouTube is doing what YouTube is supposed to do. It says it's sending data, but for whatever reason, it don't look like it's sending data. Anyway, Facebook says it's good, so we're going to run with that. Worst case scenario, I could edit the video and put it to YouTube after the fact. Anyway, here we go. Game recognized game. First of all, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's feeling better. Been a crazy ass couple of weeks. Anyway, we're going to dive right in. There's been a lot of conversation in the group, and actually at both groups. I have the Hawaii Shoots YouTuber group that we belong to. Got the Hawaii Association of Podcasters group, and of course the Ecamm live streaming group and the DJs live streaming. You know what I meant. Ecamm community Facebook group and the DJs live streaming group. And of course, one of the conversations that always comes up is microphones. What type of mic to get? What are you doing? And one of the things I wanted to show people is like you can easily step up your stream just by having a decent microphone. You know what I'm saying? Because like one of the things that what's bleeding? What? Oh yeah. Ha. Good answer. Thanks, Toph. Okay, better. Topher said my graphic was bleeding because my graphic didn't disappear, which is weird. It's supposed to auto hide. I'll fix that later. Anyway, basically what happens is in a studio situation, right, you have controlled sound environment, right? My little laboratory over here is kind of set up to be a studio. So I have everything somewhat designed in a manner that's going to sort of be conducive to streaming. But a lot of people with their setups, they don't necessarily have that capability. You're working with a small space, you're working in a shared environment, maybe you're trying to get, jiggy on the road, whatever's like that. So some of the options are getting a microphone that gets the mic off your camera. Like, to me, that's probably the most important thing you can do is get the microphone off your camera. Okay. When the mic is on your camera, it is normally either right next to or right behind your computer. So what that means is all of the noise that your computer decides to make comes through to your microphone. So like one of the most common conversations that comes up in the Ecamm group is, my streams have a lot of noise because my computer makes a lot of noise. Well, that's because you're using the camera on the mic and your camera is right next to your computer. You know what I'm saying? So, and what a lot of people use is something like a shotgun mic. It's great because it's out of the scene, but again, it's above your computer. So the mic is there. It's making noise. My computer is right behind me. Okay. And so two of the things we're going to do as we unbox this baby, which I'm going to show you in a second, is I'm going to use an application called iStat Menu, and I'm going to crank my fans on full blast, and you'll probably barely hear it because I have the King Bee, and the King Bee is this guy right here in the shot. It has a very nice noise. I don't say noise canceling because that's not the right terminology. It has what's known as a really low noise floor. Okay. And then by having a low noise floor, it doesn't pick up sort of useless sounds like, me ruffling my phone over here because I'm reading what Topher is telling me remotely about my about my segment. Hey, why did my focus go stupid for a second? Hey, these are not the droids you look. There we go. That fixed that real quick. Okay, so first, the mic we're talking about as a good budget mic is this Samson Q2U. It is roughly a $60 mic, and you can get this on Amazon for real cheap. Best Buy also carries it, but yeah, it's roughly $50 to $60 depending on sales and whatnot. And what's really good about this microphone is it's built in the style of like an my brain just went dumb. SM58, the most common short microphone that most of you guys have seen all over the planet. Every rock concert, every, politician talking, CEO talking, whatever is one of the most common microphones you see would be the standard short SM58. And because of that microphone's enduring style, and that microphone came out a long, long time ago. I forgot exactly when, but I might even say it came out in 1958 because it's been around that long. Scott's going to tell me the answer in a couple of minutes because Scott probably knows. So the thing that makes this mic so good is, number one, is $50. Let's just start right there. That's absolutely incredible. If you were to buy an SM58, which I will suggest is a fantastic mic, SM58 costs roughly $89 to $100. But the difference here, this Samson Q2U, the key is the U. The U means it's USB, but it's also very cool because it's also XLR. If there's another pic over here, see on the bottom here, you'll see there's a USB Puka right there, and it is also a XLR. XLR to me is the best way to connect the mic, but sometimes when you're on the road and you don't have an interface, or you're just getting started and you haven't bought an interface, just being able to plug this guy through USB and run with it is amazing. When you look at it, it is extremely familiar in shape and size to the AT2100. So the AT2100, yeah, I think that's what it's called, or the AT2200, they look extremely like this. I might go ahead and say they're probably the exact same mic. I haven't looked at them close enough together side by side to prove it, but they are so similar, they might be the same mic. It could be that Samson makes it for Audio-Technica, and then Audio-Technica sold it for a long time, and then they passed their sort of exclusivity deal, and like 4 or 5 years ago when this guy came out, it was able to come out on its own, because they are extremely similar. One of the great things about this microphone also, it has an extremely tight pickup pattern. So what that means is, if you think of a peach, right, the cardioid pattern, okay, the SM58 was introduced in 1966, not as old as you are. Wait, hold on. I got to put that on screen because I keep forgetting. Don't read comments without putting them on screen. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, we'll have that conversation offline. Explain it to him, Tofi. And then Aaron, what's up, Aaron? How you doing? Aaron says the 2100 has a broken mute switch from the factory. Otherwise, it's an awesome mic. And Russell Porter questions, is it a condenser or a dynamic? It's a dynamic, and I'm going to cover that in just a second. And Aaron also answered that question for me. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Aloha. Okay, so for you guys just getting started, this particular mic is my King B, which is on, let's switch, sorry. This King B right here that I have slightly out of frame, this is a large diaphragm condenser mic. I like condenser mics because I have a controlled environment and I have that deep, very white voice. So if I'm going to go, you'll never find, wait, that's Lou Rawls. Anyway, I like large diaphragm condenser mics just due to my voice. Like, I've been around the game long enough. I know how my voice sounds. Also, because I have a controlled environment, I don't have a lot of unnecessary noise to worry about. So the advantage of a dynamic mic versus a condenser mic is a dynamic mic won't pick up as much noise. It is not as sensitive, but because of its sensitivities, normally dynamic mics are a little cheaper. Condensers are a little expensive. That's not 100% the rule, but that's generally the rule. And to get a really good dynamic mic that has that incredible sensitivity, you're probably popping up into the $350 range. So that's why this is incredible at less than $100. Dynamic mic also is better for, I want to say, like, beating it around is less fragile. Like, that's why they're used as, the rock and roll mics. When you see somebody, bam, mic drop and walk away, it's SM58. It's a rock and roll guys throw them things all around the way. Rappers drop them on the floor all the time, and they just take a lick and they keep on ticking. Normally, the only thing you ever have to fix on the SM58 is change the crown, and that's the little mesh ball. Other than that, you can run over it with a truck. It's a tank. And so they're very popular for sound guys because they don't have to worry about what the user who might not own the microphone is going to do to them. They're normally built like tanks. Aaron, if I said anything sideways, correct it, because you're the better audio engineer. That's just my speaking from experience. Okay, let me just check comments real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Scott says that the Shure MV88 is fantastic for podcasters. Oh, good to know. I'm going to have to pick one of those up and bring it up. And then Scott also wants me to talk about what's hanging from my ears. These are my ZSN Pros in-ear monitors that Scott taught me about. They cost less than $25 and they're absolutely bleeping amazing. You feel better, Scott? Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into opening this bad boy up as we talk more about it. Again, if you have any questions about anything, streaming or podcast related, let me know. I'm going to do one thing real quick, like just in case. I'm going to share something. Let's go ahead and open up the Gniffy. Microtech Jedi Master. I'm gonna just leave my knife there because it's gorgeous. No, I'm joking. Let's move that out the way. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. And I'm really perplexed as to why YouTube is not working. It's kind of driving me batty, but that's all right. We're just going to continue to march. Okay, what is inside the box? Ooh, come out of there. I don't want to like rip the box open, but I also don't want to lose any fingers. There we go. Okay, throw that on the floor. And man, this is some Sony style origami packaging right here. Okay, open that side, open that side. So, what's in the box? First, you get the Q2U itself. First impressions. This is solid. It's metal. It feels like SM58. It has some heft to it. It's kind of a weird, like, I don't know what the proper, not really bronze, but not gold, but not gray. But take all of those colors and mix them up. Like, say you took a bunch of metallic paint and you stirred it up, and you would come out with something that looks a little bit like this. Let me move the rest of this stuff out the way. It comes with a pleather bag. Not bad, not bad. Let's throw that on the keyboard real quick. Pop this guy down here. It comes with a mic stand clippy jammy. It comes with a sankyaku, or little tripod that you can use to put the mic on. Let's go ahead and place that there. It comes with a windscreen. It's kind of thin. I would replace this. I'd go out and get, a replacement one from your local music store. But let's go ahead and put that on real. Oop. Okay, yeah, they replaced it. I ripped it. Never mind the windscreen. It comes with a USB cable, and it's the older style USB mini, not micro, which I guess it goes to show you the age. And it comes with an XLR cable. Probably not the greatest quality XLR cable, but hey, it was $50. It comes with a manual that most people won't read, and it comes with another manual in different languages. Okay, so let's plop that over there. Alrighty, this little bag here, we'll stuff the XLR cable in because I don't need that at the moment. I have my own. We will keep this because I haven't used one of these cables in forever, and just for S&Gs, we will connect these two guys together. just to see. This is a little light, you know, but again, it's not about the accessories, people. It's really about the mic itself. The mic itself is a beast. I guess that's kind of nice because it does put the mic at a good height. Let me show you that. I don't know if I can put it where you can see the height, so to speak. There's that, and this is a standard Ecamm mug. So I'm gonna call it about. Why do you have a ruler nearby, mister? Hey, okay. Here's an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it's 1.5, almost 2 iPhone 11 Pro Maxes when it's standing up. So what's good about that is when it's on the table, it puts the mic at a good microphone height. Let me switch cameras real quick. Okay, so if it's on the table and I have it tilted at my chin, it is at a very good microphone height. The stand's not the sturdiest thing, but yes, definitely a good microphone height. So like about a hand away from the face, and you will be getting perfect sort of pickup at that level here. Okay, good microphone height. I like that. Not bad. I would immediately replace this with a true desktop stand, because you can pick one up. The on-stage desktop stand is like less than $20, and they are tanky, like extremely tanky. As a matter of fact, I have my Sony A7 sitting on top of one right now, and the base is like cast iron and things like that. Okay, so looking at the mic further, on the bottom here, you have your XLR input, you have your USB spot, and you have a headphone jack. Your headphone jack is going to allow you to get some direct monitoring, so you can hear yourself before like any effects are applied or whatever. It's also good like low latency monitoring. So if you wanted to, like a lot of times when you're recording into a DAW or digital audio workstation, even sometimes in Ecamm, if you're recording in, your slight delay will throw you off. If you're not used to that, it will drive you absolutely batty. So this will kind of take care of that. Okay. Here on the bottom, there is volume buttons up and down. And what those do is they allow you to adjust the headphone level when you have your headphones in or your in-ear monitors. And then also really cool is on-off switch. Now, what's cool about this on-off switch is it's both a analog and digital mute. So analog would be if you're going through the XLRs, you'll get a nice clean mute, cough button type thing. If it's in the USB, it will give a digital mute to the input. So you don't have to worry about that. But the finish feel is really good. It's solid. The crown is replaceable, which is always good because you will probably dent it if you drop it. So being able to change the crown, the condenser, the pickup looks pretty good. Build quality is fine. Like, yeah, $50, you can't complain. I would probably pick up like 2 or 3 more of these. So when you want to do a podcast with more than one guest, this is a great second mic. You know, having like 3 or 4 of these big King Bs would just kill my desk because they're like 3 pounds a piece. Alrighty, so let's plug it in. And hopefully we don't break the stream when we try to switch audio interfaces, because that will be a little bit insane. Okay, so, and once we plug it in, hopefully we will be able to test like how it sounds in comparison to like my King B over here. And again, this is super funny because today my voice is definitely tripping. Allergies, what can you say? Plug it in. Any weird digital noises? Nope. Okay. And the light comes on. So now it's working. Let me go ahead and plop this into the little stand here. Get this cable out of my way. And so from this moment on, we are going to do a test. Just in case you haven't done so already, please don't forget, jump on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I go live or whenever I do streams. And maybe next time YouTube will work while you're trying to do a stream. Hello. Restream. I have to check that out. Okay. Here, let me answer this question for Aaron real quick. Aaron says, of course, it's going to break the stream, or at least the ASIO drivers. Keep working on a solution for the low latency so you don't have to give up your drivers using multiple sources. Well, Aaron, the benefit of being a Mac user is we're like freeballing. We don't wear ASIO drivers. It's just all built into core audio, so we don't necessarily have that problem. And Russell says it would be nice to test this baby on a Rodecaster podcast machine. It's a oh my god, Rode Podcaster. That's the right word, because you confuse me, Russell. It's a Rode Podcaster. Actually, I've been contemplating buying one of those back and forth a lot. And because I do a podcast as well as live stream, like it's perfect for podcasting. It can be a little kludgy for live streams, but I might get one anyway just because I think it will cut down on the editing side. You know what I mean? Okay, so here we go. We're going to see if it shows up, and I'm going to switch to the Samson now. Dun, 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 dun. You are listening to the Samson Q2U microphone with the lovely, smooth, and sultry voice of Mr. Doc Rock, one very handsome guy, and I hope you guys all like it. Anyway, those of you guys listening, how's it sound? Now, in my monitor, my in-ear monitor, my lovely KZ-ZSN Pros. Come on, Scott. Can we get an easier name? It sounds extremely similar. At first glance, that's not the right word. At first listen, I sound a little brighter. So my mid-highs are a little punchier than the King B. But I think that's also a little bit expected in dynamic versus condenser. And Aaron says, man, listen to that perfect. Okay, so what we're going to check right now is we're going to check the pickup pattern. Explanation for my newbies. A pickup pattern is, again, like I said, this picks up like a peach. Okay, so it kind of, like if you see a peach like that, where it's like dented in the top, that's what it is. So behind, it should fall off extremely quickly. But in this round section, as I top address, right? Top address means I speak into the crown. It should sound clear. But if I slowly start to rotate this and go off axis, it should be disappearing and then disappearing and then disappearing, right? And then as I bring it back around to the front, it should get back to loud again. And then I just made a tango. Okay? So for you guys listening, again, my monitoring mileage might be different. But yeah, it sounds a little bit more lively. Let me do something. I'm going to temporarily plug in the headphone or in-ear monitor directly into the Samson. And he was able to do that backwards. And now let's volume up, volume up, volume up, volume up. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I can hear it. I can hear my hand flexing a little bit. Where you put Aaron says this is one of those stunts where you put up one of your guitars versus whatever I got. You could do better. Random choice, ABX testing between mics. And then we're told to buy all the expert marketing forum bots. That's funny. No. So anyway, it's I mean, so far to me, it sounds okay. It's not bad at all. I mean, it sounds like an SM58. I don't like the monitoring though. The monitoring sounds a little thin for my head, but it also doesn't like my extension cable. I have an extension cable connected to my in-ear monitors and doesn't like that at all. So there's that. Let me check to make sure that the Mac is not doing anything crazy. Hello. All right. So now the Mac is doing what the Mac is doing. And yeah, to me, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, I like it. And the off access address is a little different, but it's not absolutely horrible. Yeah, Samson Q2U. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch back to the King B. And then what I will attempt to do is put it in XLR mode to see if there's any, noticeable difference between, say, USB and XLR mode. It's super close over Facebook through my CarPlay. Okay, you're in the car, Aaron. Don't crash into anything. What are you doing? All right, let me switch back to the Evo 4 and the King B real quick, just so I can try plug in XLR. Okay, 1 2 1 2. Here we are back on the Evo 4. Let me put this headphone back where it goes. Yes, Rodecaster Pro. Yes, that's what it is. Russell confused me. All right, let me see again if I disconnect this, if I will accidentally break anything. Don't break anything. Disconnect. Okay, cool. So far, so good. Everything there? Are you guys still there? All right. Seems like everybody's still there. Aaron says Foodland, that's our local grocery store, has half-price donuts. Okay. I just switched. Finish that drink. I just switched microphones because, little brother, I'm checking out this new Samson Q2U. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. So yeah, in that process, I just did that. So yeah, it's going to sound a little different, but it's more about quality. I unfortunately, I have, how do I explain this to the non-Ecamm users out there? I have a meter, but it's not a true VU meter. So it gives me, move that. It gives me a weird, like pseudo, you were talking in between 9 and 6 or between 12 and 6, negative 12 and negative 6. I personally would love to see the actual meter, but I can't do that. So we just keep begging them to put that in because I think it's better. But the software is designed for everybody, and that would, I don't know, confuse some people. I'm not sure why the developers don't give us a true audio meter. So what we're hoping for as a go-between is we've been asking for VST or AU plugins, because then I can actually put a mastering or metering software in the middle, and then I can actually see what's going on, because I'd rather just know, especially when I'm doing something like a mic comparison test. It'd be much easier if I could show, like, this microphone is at this level, it sounds exactly the same or exactly different. I just took the USB cable and I stuck it in this bag, knowing good and well that I needed to test it. Dummy. Okay. Why is it that every time you want to do a stream, up until then, allergies are fine? I press go, allergies are like, hey, let's see if we can mess with you now. Right? Skype VST would be killer. I don't know if there's a program, Aaron, like Hijack. Oh, well, yeah, you can make your own. I don't know if there's a program like Hijack for the PC, but on the Mac, we can do it with Audio Hijack. Okay, so I did just plug that into the interface. And luckily, this interface allows me to have separated phantom power, so they don't have to be like directly connected to each other. So I'm going to switch, and it's going to kill my audio for a second. Actually, let me plug this in first. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's plugged in, and I'm going to switch to channel 2. Okay, here's channel 2, and let's see. I'm checking my audio. Okay, this is the Samson Q2U now, and I am coming through directly here on channel 2, and again trying to monitor my input here in Ecamm, and I can't really tell. Wow, that should be very hot, but is it really hot? Channel 2, how we sounding? 1 2 1 2 1 2. So let me put it back on the stand. Oh, definitely can pick up all of the handling though. That's something I don't like about dynamic mics. Is it everything you touch, it makes that noise. Even when you hear the coaches, like after college football, you hear the thing saying every time they grab the mic, you know, athlete grabs the mic, you can just hear it. Okay, so how's my sound? 1 2 1 2. What you should have is something to read. Okay, so I am again checking out the Samson Q2U audio quality, this time through the XLR. And if the XLR sounds any different than when it's plugged in directly via the USB. In my monitor, I don't hear a complete difference in sound other than the low end is a little more present. But I don't know if the compression through YouTube and Facebook will take that out in any way, shape, or form. Because YouTube and Facebook both are going to take the audio that you presented and compress it on top of any compression you might already have in play. So again, another reason why keep politicking for VST or, you know, AU, because I can play with the compression, monitor what the output sounds like, and make changes. Right now that doesn't exist. So this has been the USB on the Samson Q2U, and I am going to switch sources. And this is now according to this, yes, this is the King B. So I am talking to you through the King B. So I'm going to flip them two back and forth, and you guys let me know if no. Here, let me fix this question. You guys, as I switch them back and forth, you let me know if you can start to tell the difference between which is which. So I'm not going to tell you when I switch now, although it might be a little cheating because I got to keep tilting my head. So let me put the Q2U right next to the King B and put the dynamic brain near the capsule so I don't have to rotate my head. All I got to do is press buttons on the mixer and see if you can tell when I switch. Okay, so Russell, to answer your question, does the Q2U require phantom power when using XLR? And the answer is no. Because why? Dynamic. Dynamic don't need power. That's one of the advantage. You don't need it. You just use them. You use them. Okay, so I'm going to switch. Oh, wait. I'm not even going to tell you when I'm switching back and forth. If I have my levels correct, which I am guessing, you won't really be able to tell when I switch back and forth unless your ear is very well tuned to the high mids or the lows. I can tell right away in my monitors the difference between the high mids and the lows, but I think the average person listening to you in your stream, they're probably not going to be able to tell the difference. So, you know, the King B is really been designed around this level of voice, but it's also designed to handle singing and things like that. Whereas the Q2U is really designed for voiceover work. It's not going to handle a lot of singing. Like, I mean, you can use it, but you're going to definitely be doing a lot more playing with it just because of where the dynamic range and stuff is sort of set up for this guy. So I think all in all, if you think about the fact that it's a $50 microphone, if you think about the fact it gives you the flexibility of USB and XLR, and you think about the fact that just about everything else right now is either extremely overpriced or sold out by popularity. So, you know, your Heil PR40s, your Rode Podcasters, your Rode Podcaster USB, your AT2020, like the, what is it? The U37s, the C214s, like all of the standard issue, like these are the podcast, even SM7Bs, all of the standard issue, like these are podcaster mics because everybody likes the way they look and other podcasters use them. So they follow suit. Almost all of that stuff sold out now. and you'll be lucky to find one. And if you do find one, it's going to be gainfully overpriced because not a whole lot of people know about this guy or haven't really caught on to its merits. You can get these. And for me, it is exactly the same as the AT2100. Or is it called ATR 2100? Anyway, it's the Audio Technica version of the same. And I swear to you, they're probably the same microphone. So if I have to give it a score, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Number one point structure is going to its price. Its price is absolutely fantastic. Second point scores are going to go to its build quality. It seems to be built like a tank. The accessories are lowbrow, but very easily swapped out. A decent XLR cable, $20. A decent stand that looks like this, that is strong and sturdy and can hold your, act together, somewhere between 15 and $20. So if you add those two, you're going to be at $90, which puts you right at an SM58, which is XLR only. So for what it's worth, get yourself a Samson Q2U. And again, the only thing that I'm not a fan of is that you can hear every stitch of me handling it. So once you have it in place and you start your stream or your cast, you're not going to want to touch the microphone. Because of its shape, size, and build, it will fit on just about any mic stand you already have or boom arm and things like that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. But I think, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up in the Z formation. Wait, I don't even remember how to do that. That was so long ago. So I'm Doc Rock. I do these streams from time to time. I do some basic, teaching and tutorialing. If you haven't checked out already, check out the Keynote overlays tutorial. And I'm definitely going to dive deeper into that. Maybe what I will do next is show you how to actually add some plugins, maybe through like Loopback or VST, because I saw that question came up about 3 times this weekend. If you haven't already done so, make sure again you press the subscribe button, hit the like button so you can know whenever I do these cool little setups. And I appreciate it. The followers have been coming through like crazy. I gotta send a big shout out to my man Dirk in Germany, who hit me up, and I really appreciate the contribution. He gave a nice donation, which helps make these things possible. If there's a piece of gear you want me to check out, let me know. I will rustle up, no pun intended, if I know somebody that has a Rodecaster Pro that I can test this on here locally. If not, then I might just have to fess up and buy one. Aaron, if you're still listening, I want to give you, now that I have this to run streams for the next couple of days, I want to give you this Audient Evo 4 so you can do your latency test on and add it to your list. As a matter of fact, Aaron, if you're listening and you have it nearby, please send me that link so I can put that link in this video so that people that are looking for audio interfaces can check out the latency and like sort of what's the best thing out there. Aaron and Pipeline Audio has incredible list of audio interface and checking out the latencies and round trip latency and all and noise and all this other stuff. So it's really incredible. It kind of helped if you're looking for something new. Interfaces are hard to come by right now. Still, my hands down favorite is the Scarlett, any of the Scarletts, depending on how much inputs and outputs you need. But Motu M2 is pretty rad too. They have pretty great sort of setups. And yeah, that's been it. So I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget, coming up for you Wednesday will be the DJ's live streaming cast. And other than that, peace. Fa. Sofua. Chill. Let's play some music.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world.